marathons in parties, and his successes with famous. But seriously, the next year's speaker is the best friend I could have asked for, and I really change you think about him. It's certainly going to be a challenge going to college without you and leaving you forming in the crops of Buffalo. Yet I truly believe that our friendship will keep on growing. And now, this is from Danny. The next year's speaker has one of the biggest hearts I have ever seen in a person. He's the first to have you in the mornings and constantly check up on you. Because of how special he is and how smart he made me look empirical, I don't know what I'm going to do without him next year. And now, Nano said, the next new speaker is probably one of the most honest people I know, with his constant reminders to shave my extremely weird beard, and his unsuccessful jokes about Argentina is better than Brazil. Thank you for helping me so much, and I love you. And finally, Saka said, as soon as I met the next new speaker, I knew he was a person with character and personality. We used to ride the school bus together, and he always used to come with a piece of cereal stacked to his feet, his favorite stuff, and only one eye open as he hadn't slept in years. It's precisely because of this that I appreciate him the most. He's true to himself, his values, and his friends. I wish you the best luck forming in the place of Buffalo. And so now I'm going to introduce the next senior speaker, Lucio.
Hi. This is a story about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. And I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you all about how my uncle and they growing and way. So, the first thing you should know about this speech is that it's going nothing like I planned. According to a teacher that checked my speech, my first draft was about, and I quote, "A day when we made some bad choices that worked out." Of course, I disagree with him, and I explained that the point of my speech was to show an experience of a day which I didn't plan. When I made decisions of what I was going to do as the day went by, which consequently turned out to be a great day. So, here comes the story of the day when I went to a supermarket to pick up my phone. It happened about 2 weeks ago because the Wednesday of the PSATs and students spent the day off. So a couple of weeks before that day, I broke my phone. My cousins rebelled against me and they took me to a pool with my sweater and my phone included. So yeah. The week after that was without a phone, which might sound terrible, but it was actually very comforting. I went to the nature, I collected doing a meeting. Nah, how am I kidding? Sorry. Every time I touch my right pocket, I find it empty. I'll get a million phone. So, after a couple of days, I called my dad. I'm with my mom's phone, just to be clear, just so I didn't have one. My dad lives in the US, okay? And I told him about the accident and how I didn't have my phone. So, later that same day, he called me and said, "Hey son, I have great news." A friend of mine went to Costa Rica and he asked me if he could give you one of my old phones. I told him that it was great news, that they would get in touch and meet with her so she could give me a phone. Okay, so Wednesday comes, and hey, by the way, my mom is from Argentina, so I'm home alone at this point, okay? So I called my dad back, and we agreed that she would call me when she arrived at Freshman. You know, the one in the center as well, when we would meet her. So around an hour later, she calls me back and tells me that she arrived at Freshman, and that I should go so that she can give me my phone. So let's think about this for a minute, okay? I'm home alone, without a phone, and I go to a supermarket to meet a woman I've never met in my life. I don't know how to explain it. My dad was like completely forgot the name. I have no plan whatsoever. All this going to figure it out along the way. So Wednesday at 4 p.m. comes, and again I get a call from her telling me to go to Portugal. I asked the woman who works at my house to call me an Uber from her phone. And after about 5 minutes, I go outside and the Uber is waiting for me. I get in the car and after a completely silent 15-minute ride, completely silent, no one talking, I run to Portugal. Now I go upstairs, I get to the door, and I stay there. This student stayed, poking my head, while I left the head, so I stayed there. Then I felt someone touch my shoulder, and at that point I got a hand scare, and I jumped, I was like, whoa! I felt terrible. She said me next, there was a really old woman. She proceeded to say, "Lucio, do it." Once I stopped trembling, I said, conversation, she gave me my phone, and then she continued with the shop. At this point, I thought, well, this is great. I have a phone, I'm going to play Uber and go home. And everything in the story seems too good to be totally unplanned and true. Well, yeah, you're right. I turned on the phone, and I see that it's set up as a totally new phone, which means it's like 20 different languages, right? So I sat down at one of the personal tables, and I tried to unlock my new phone. It turns out that to set up a new phone, you need Wi-Fi. And the public Wi-Fi approach sucks. And I didn't have a SIM card, so like no 3G. I waited for like 15 minutes for my phone to connect to Wi-Fi. I was literally walking to press like this. Then I realized that my brilliant plan wasn't working. I went to talk to one of the ladies that works there, and I asked her for the password to the employees on the Wi-Fi, right? Well, apparently, the password is equivalent to some nuclear missiles, because she looked at me like, if you want this password, you're going to have to kill me. I turned around, and let's do a question for people, right? Now, when your kids, your parents tell you, like, not get into Spanish car, well, don't take this part to your parents. Because at this point, I literally started to bang through your car windows, and with the most innocent face I could find, I told them, hi, okay, so this is going to sound weird, but I came here and I have a ride home. Please take me home. I honestly don't know why I was there, because half of them just pulled out the windows and left. One guy came outside. The other people said that they were going in the other direction, but they would just get to a supermarket. Just so you put your groceries in the front, I know you did. So anyways, somehow I was responsible with friends. I was actually smiling, I was having a great time. I was having so much fun that I gave up on the window back in town, and I started to walk. Where? I have no idea. Just walk. I was walking under the really sketchy bridge until I reached a single soil, okay? So I just went ahead and got to the entrance, where just one of the girls was able to give me the Wi-Fi password. And apparently, this password was holding like some super important secret, because this guy also had the, if you want this passport, you're going to have to kill me. So at this point, my mind was getting kind of crooked and I was getting nervous. So I guess I said that guard to let me put one of my friends to live inside, right? And I don't know what I said wrong, but this literally said, with a straight face, yeah, I'm sorry, but our phones don't work. I'm sorry, what now? So apparently the phones didn't work. I said, we were separated by a door. I couldn't really punch him in the face. So I went back to Portugal. Now, at this point, it was dark, people on the street, and my smile turned into a thought. I had three more people to give me a ride home, until I encountered this old man, carrying some groceries to his car. And if I saw him, I said to myself, that man right there, he might not know it, but he's going to give me a ride home. I told him that I really needed a ride home, and that my cell phone didn't work, but I really need to get home. So finally, he said yes. So a few minutes later, his wife came along with more groceries, and once I kept everything in the trunk, I got in the car. So at that moment, I'm sitting in the back of the car, this really cute couple, who, you know how old people have that tendency to make small talk? Well, this couple was like no exception. So they talked and talked about who knows what for what seemed like hours. And when they asked a question, I just said, yeah. Now, I'm not sure the old man understood where I was going, but at one point, we got far away from my home, and at that point, I had to ask, hi, excuse me, where are we going? So, apparently, yes, someone was going to go ahead, right? So right there, I was like, thanks for the ride, but I'm going to get out of here. So I got out to Kuala Lagar, waiting for the cops, and I didn't even feel so. So I was wondering if I should ask someone for a ride. But if you've ever been to Lindora, that's really a mess, and I realized I really shouldn't stop the car right there. I just wanted to cause an accident, which I really didn't, So I walked, and I walked, but then I stopped at midnight, same by Lesbian. Then I walked a little more. And by the way, this story wasn't weird enough. I didn't know what time it was, and I was telling friends over at 8 p.m. Okay. Then 40 minutes later, I got home. It was 7:30. And yes, it was the happiest moment of my life. Okay. So, was this the story of a guy that made 21 decisions that turned out great? Or is it the story of a guy that lived his day and made choices as the day went by? Which turned out to be pretty amazing. I'm going to let you decide that. Okay. But most importantly, most of us have a daily routine, which we follow every day. And even though your days might not be exactly the same every day, you probably pretty much follow a similar pattern. Now, I'm not saying it's bad to have a plan, okay? But you have to allow yourself to bend your calendar. Having a plan is healthy until you start to become miserable and to prioritize the wrong things in life. Changing what you think, the way you act, be open to new ideas that may change your mind, like this page, for example. Maybe don't try to leave your house before your phone like I did, but you can start small. Do the thing that you always wanted to do, but never got around to because you thought you didn't have time. Because you thought it was stupid, or because you were really nervous, like me most of the time. So, to answer Bad Bunny's famous question, what is the plan? Well, I don't have one.